Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Meta HSE Valorant. And surprise, surprise, actually, it's me again, Digital Cast. Of course, joining me is Reinhardt Coin for the third game of tonight, sponsored by Optus and Torrens University, Australia.
Yes, and this is going to be a very interesting game three and the final game tonight over at Meta HSE. Last round, or the last game, we saw DLSR College take an astonishing victory after struggling for the first 6 rounds against Bass High School, making it a complete turnaround, turning it from 3-3 to 3-13, a massive turnaround. Now coming to the final game tonight, I am liking what I am seeing. Both teams looking strong, looking energetic. They've had their practice in. Let's see what they can provide to us here tonight on game.
Yep, and the two teams to be playing, it will be Melbourne High School versus Beaumaris Secondary College. Two schools from Victoria. Melbourne High starting on the attack and Beaumaris on the defense. Once again, it's a best of one at this week's map rotation in its haven. Let's check out these agent picks.
Yeah, they're going through prediction. Look, let's go through some predictions here.
Okay,
It'd be
fine.
nice to see some smokes coming out, because last time we saw a very strong Astra gameplay. Omen, not as strong as we'd like to see, but as well, we did see a Killjoy last game too, and you did point out that they didn't exactly maximize her utility, per se, to create a very strong defense. Now coming into this, we're seeing Killjoy picked up again. Same with Omen. No other major smokes from the rest of their team though, so the defenders could be in a little bit of a stump here. But on the other side of the spectrum, I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I want to see a little bit more utility coming out from the team. Like Yogi picking up that Omen would be very vital, would be critical to be able to try and provide some blinds for their team and sort of create a bit more of a defense, aggressive push essentially. But pick up Sky as well. I like the blinds coming out.
Yeah, CGH, of course. Sky, I think she's definitely overtake. She's the better breach, essentially. So CGH versus Jeans, that's an easy head-to-head. Sky, her util, a very diverse kit. She can AoE heal, and she has 3 flashes as well. Not only do they last 2 seconds, you can control them. You don't need the surface to activate them, and you can also get intel using them as well. That's literally 3 advantages over breach's single one-dimensional flashes. Of course, she has essentially a budget, or maybe even a better recon drone paired with Sova. So in total, right, for the attack side right now, Melbourne High, they have 3 recon gathering drones. The Trailblazer, the Boombot, and the Owl drone. So them on attack, they should be poised to get a lot of intel. I can't help but favor them coming into this game.
And what's really this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Like, I wonder which team is going to prove to be the better differ between themselves in this game, because this game is predominantly attack. Like, the element of attack makes whoever's attacking for attackers much more comfortable in their game, in their mindset, and their gameplay.
Advantage as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if everyone's on A, they could just completely just turn it around and go straight for C. They also have the option of B if they manage to control it.
Yeah.
But from what we see from DLSL, that is only half the opportunity. The other half lies with how well you can play as a team, and as well how good you are with your flickering. How quick you can rubber band yourself onto somebody and get those headshots, clean them out as per se, like we saw from Issei and Riaz a couple of times when they got the first bloods, as well as completely turn around from like a 1v4 to essentially just taking everything out and giving your team that point. Now coming to the first game here, I'm already liking how aggressive we're seeing coming out from the attackers. Oh, straight off the bat, getting a nice shot in. Kuda going to try and move around a little bit, but will get caught out inside the window. Takes 1 kill, but now they have left C wide open. You can see in the background, Killjoy is sitting there. Sunglasses is a man on his own. They have control over a garage. They're not going to try and peek through it just yet. As we can see, they're going to try and sort of hold out a little bit longer, catch the remaining members. It is 3-3, but Omen is at half health as well, which is going to be a little bit disastrous. As Sohani managed to take someone down. Yogi in response. They still have the spike available, not able to take someone down yet.
Spike down, C.
And with that spike down, that is going to be a favor. That is going to be going in favor over to Beaumaris Secondary College. They still have the spike available. They know exactly where it's sitting. Now all they need to do is just catch out Jeans, who's sitting in the corner trying to flank them off to the side. But Boyfriend, he's sitting around the corner. He's available nearby. Throws a grenade. And there he goes. That's 1 down. 1 to go. Sunglasses versus Boyfriend. He has the spike. He's charging all the way to the other side. This is what makes being and attack much better than defense, everybody. You have the option of not 1, not 2, but 3 sites to plant that spike. And taking this advantage, he can hide somewhere and then just completely catch Sunglasses off guard. As he's going to be sitting right there in the corridor. He's going to catch him off guard. Oh, narrowly misses. He's at less than half health. Dashes around the corner. He's going to run and hide. He's going to be just charging around quite a bit. And there's the bot alive, giving some cover for Sunglasses. He'll catch him off guard. He has the spike available. He's going to try and catch him off to the left. And there he goes. Gets the final kill needed. And that's going to be the first point going over to Beaumaris, leading this third game. I gotta say, that was an amazing Mexican standoff between these two players. Really strong gameplay, and I love how Sunglasses managed to not only hold C well, but also turn it around and completely just take down the last remaining member. Boyfriend did very vulnerable, throwing down that grenade inside window, catching off the likes of Breach, gets a kill, and then just takes the spike and runs for it. If you can pick up the spike while in such a disadvantaged position like we saw just then, there is some future happening here tonight, folks. And Beaumaris still have the charge available, but they do need to be careful of that raise. Straight off the bat, we can see moving to this next round, it is a different situation. 4 to 5 Sheriffs over on Melbourne High School. They've already lost 2 players. Now looking the other side of the spectrum, there's Sunglasses getting a kill. Every single member actually getting kills left and right. They have the gun advantage. They have the team advantage. 1 member still alive. That's the last member, and that's going to be a clean sweep going over to Beaumaris in round 2, leading this charge, picking up some extra guns. I do believe my colleague Digital is just a little bit out for a second. He will be returning to us shortly. But moving forward, look at what we can see from both these teams. Like, I'm loving this. Near full letouts for everybody except for Jets over on Melbourne High School. Exeki sitting on just that classic gun at the moment. Could be sitting Econ a little bit longer, but he is the mismatch for the rest of his team. Picking up that Sheriff is going to give his team a little bit more comfortability. If he can hit those bullets, he's going to do more damage than what a Vandal would. But that's also because he's using a semi-automatic gun. Now, straight off the bat, there's Boyfriend taking the first kill onto Herald Horse. They're going to be charging straight through. Kuda getting one. Yogi going for his second kill. Going to go for third. Oh, Yogi catching down Sunglasses. Turning the tides. Need Boyfriend. He's going to try and catch somebody else off guard as well. But so Honey's going to catch somebody. Gets a nice headshot while crouching. But he's a man on his own. And everyone else is just ready and waiting. You've got Raze and Jet sitting over on B. C has Omen nearby. He's just slow walking. He's shadow stepping to try and see if he can hear any footsteps coming out from Sir Honey. No, so for Honray, but Honray's nearby. He's going to catch him off guard. There's the first flicker, getting the headshot. Going to turn it around, gets blinded. Shoots premature fire, throws a grenade. Not going to go anywhere. He's actually got a little bit short, and there we go. Sir Honray getting taken down by Neat Boyfriend for 3 kills. And that's going to give them their first point of this game. This match is already beginning to heat up. Like we saw in the last game. De La Salle having a heavy first 6 rounds up against... Oh, I actually forgot that. Bass High School. Now we're seeing a similar situation coming out. As Beaumaris and Melbourne, as well as Melbourne, are trying to hold their own quite a little bit. And leading this 4th round, both sides hitting near full loadouts. We've got full shields, as well as Vandals and Phantoms. Going to be very interesting, but Melbourne High School do have this slight gun advantage at the barest. And it all comes down to whether Yoki and Boyfriend can get those kills needed, but Boyfriend managed to take down Jeans after Talon gets taken himself. There's a grenade taken out. He's going to need to get 2 kills to be able to try and get that back on refresh. They're going to plant straight on Spike in the middle of no man's land. It is a heated gunfight, but in the backline, you can definitely see that Herald Horse is trying to catch him off guard from the side, but there's Sky. He's catching him inside. He knows he's there. He's going to try and do something. Yogi is nearby.
And yeah, now it's down to Kuda. I'm back, by the way, in a 1v4.
Welcome back, my dude.
He has the Empress pops, but it's going to run out real soon. Dodges the flash nicely. CJ actually flashes himself. But Kuda, look, you have a gun to play with. It's 1-on-4. They're hunting you. Go save your gun, man. Although I suspect he's got nowhere to run, as he's very confused as to where he is right now. And yep, wallbang through. They isolated his position. CJH with the wallbang headshot. And now, even game, 2-on-2.
Yes, this is looking like a rinse and repeat like we saw from last game where DLSL did have a heated first 6 rounds up against Oh man, I keep forgetting.
Bass
High
High.
School. Bass High School, that's it. I keep forgetting for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like I need to apologize to Bass High School for like losing a little, sorry, forgetting a little bit. But now looking into this fifth round, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both sides already. Like we're seeing massive letouts versus a bit of an econ run coming out from
Regardless for this round, though, it's not a big deal even if they lose it, because a few of the players are really close to their ultimates. So it's okay if they get a kill, and it's okay if they die as well, because they'll have a strong ultimate advantage going to the next round at the very least, along with the bye. As you can see, though, they are doing damage. Numbers are still even 3-on-3. So despite being on the back foot to start things off, they're making this happen. So on rate, he dropped down, but I don't think they hurt him, as he has picked up a Vandal, and he hears so many attackers dashing around. He could be in the perfect position to strike here. Oh, but CJH, that's the jet mobility advantage. Spots out one. XOG immediately dives away. Down to Kuda, 1v3. A similar situation as the previous round.
Now coming through to this. Again, this is what is rinse and repeat coming out from Beaumaris. They always are left down with one person versus at least three. And this is what is not working in their favor. Like Kuda needs to catch him off guard, gets a flick on. Oh, but he flicks off to the side. And that is going to be another victory going over to Yogi and giving Melbourne High School another point.
Yeah, oh no, you know what? That was not the ideal situation there for Kuda. He had the Vandal, and it's a 4-shot to the body, 1 to the head, and he didn't quite confirm the initial kill before flicking off, so he got nothing out of the engagement overall. But hey, look. It was an eco round for them, so you can't be too mad. They're still only 1 round behind, but now coming to this, Jeans 1 off of the Rolling Thunder ultimate for a potential retake, but also Harold Horse, Sunglasses, and Sir Henri, 3 ultimates already online, as well as the rifles. This should favor them, ideally. But I'll say that, Melbourne High, they're taking the aggressive as Ani Boyfriend snipes down Kuda. That's only 1 duelist, and the source of flashes, half of it at least, gone for the defense.
Oh, there's a nice little hit going over to Harold Horse. He's really trying to act well for his team. Whereas on the other side of the spectrum, his copycat is showing up to be a little bit more favorable. Being on top of the leaderboard at such a critical state like this is a little bit stressful. And they're down 3-3 as well. But look at everybody. It is a little bit more scattered. But I like Boyfriend taking down Sunglasses, capturing C, and giving him the advantage needed. And there's Talon sitting on the flank, as always, looking to catch them off guard, getting where they can. I'm a little bit worried. Harold Horst is a little bit on his own. He doesn't have a teammate with him. If he gets caught out, it's going to be lights out, and there's the op shot.
Yeah, Sir Henri now, 1-on-3, you know. He has ultimates, and he has some util to play with, although no boom bop to get intel and basically be a bait. Only Boyfriend probably has that shot, but also Henri had the sharper flick initially, gets a second through the wall, and does a flash by CJH, and takes advantage of that situation, goes for the peek, and the swing, saves the operator. Melbourne High School starting to build up a little bit of momentum, I feel, on the attack side now.
You gotta admit, though, that was a very amazing gameplay coming out from Sir Henri. Managed to get 2 kills, just shy of that third. Like I loved how he also managed to get Sova through the wall as well, which worked really well in his favor. It's just unfortunate that when you're on your own and you're versing off against 3 people, you take down 2, the third one's going to be, you know, just around the corner, ready to finish you off. And
yeah,
it's unfortunate, but I really want to see the likes of Beaumaris try and bring this up and stay alive a little bit more when they play together, because they're getting caught out a little bit.
This is a really interesting force buy as well. They have half armor and Sting is to go all the way. And so far, it's a 1-for-1 trade. It's the Sheriff actually to open things up. I mean, it's the turret to get 2 kills. All right, Ani Boyfriend does strike back. But now we are seeing the players of Melbourne High start to regain control. And CJH, yeah, the clean, sharp shots. You know, he isolates the players and just cleans up. It was an initial nice idea coming out from Beaumaris. They had the aggression, but overall, it just didn't pay off. Because the flashes and the util from the attack side, I think really did put them in a tough spot.
It feels a little bit like it. Forced to do full loadouts again. This is the last round. We're going to see Beaumaris with full loadouts, because they will have to econ for a round if they don't win this. Whereas on the other side of the spectrum, Melbourne High School have got everything working in their favor. It is almost unrivaled how well they are playing at the moment.
Yeah, well, there's a reason they are the first seed, at least for the Victorian bracket. They're beating the second by 2 wins, which is not that impressive when I say it, but it's the largest gap by far. Okay, look, and the Seaside has been taken for free pretty much, and XOG, sharp shot, basically slaps Kuda in the face. Once again, that's a really good retake agent. The Reyna dead. A second, it will be the cherry on top, but Sir Andre punches XOG for going for a little bit too much. Numbers back to even 4-on-4. Seekers have been deployed as Sunglasses pushes out Solo, gets taken down. There's a Killjoy lockdown, however, to force the attackers offside, and CJH, if he challenges any longer, he's going to get detained. No, he's going for the kill onto the ultimate. He does get it, but loses his life in the process. But now he does give his team the man advantage. Jeans, great flash, but what's the shot? Good for one, and those are nades on Sir Onroy post-mortem to take down Talon. The only problem was I Need Boyfriend had the operator point blank, executes the last player, and now Melbourne High. There's the momentum, they're up by 4.
And as you were speaking, the tilting moment when we saw that reload coming out on Breach, getting taken out in these moment of vulnerability, really unfortunate. It's times like that where it's pretty much a better strategy to just stay behind terrain for just that second longer to be able to hit reload so that you have a better chance running into the fray. And it's becoming a little bit disastrous because they've lost they've lost every single round actually since the first two that they've really put into a corner.
6
they
back
need
to back.
Do something to catch him off, yeah.
It's just they're not really adapting fast enough, I would say, and the fast playstyle of Melbourne High is seriously catching them off guard. That Seaside taking the previous round was super fast, and looking to be super fast again as Sova, basically one man utiling himself onto the side, catches Harold the Horse looking the wrong way. I Need Boyfriend, the Raze operator, by the way, you don't see that very often, still putting up numbers. The defense is down to the last 2, and CJH, he's carrying the spike, he doesn't care, he wants his bloody kill. 3 flashes on Sky, looks the wrong way though, and this allows Sir Onray to get 1 kill, do some damage, but now he's pitched in the corner, paint shells and bullets going his way. Finally, 6 feet under, and Jeans, alright, he's still over towards the Seaside, may be able to catch Omen, but Yogi, let's see how fast you flick. Doesn't flick fast at all, but it's XOG, probably ready to get this shot. As I Need Boyfriend holding down the angle, and yeah, that's a big bullet going to Jeans' face.
He had the opportunity. He managed to gain some ground, but then just that single op bullet to the chest is all it's needed to be able to give them another point. This is really turning around in favor for Melbourne High School, and this is only the beginning of where things can get even better. And I do believe you said as well that they are the top seed by at least 2 wins as well, which is really reflecting their gameplay here tonight.
They are, and it just comes through. You know, their confidence and their play style as a team. They sort of do back each other up to an extent, but when you're up by 5 rounds and you're this confident, you're just having fun to an extent. Jeans, he does punish XOG, but unfortunately he does get traded out instantly. So you lose a breach, but you still have Reyna as flashes. That's not the end of the world. I like that combination as well. The recon arrow at times with the Hunter's Fury. As soon as Talon saw a ping, he would go for the ultimate. Unfortunately, he doesn't manage to get much out of it as CJH dashes onto the site. But he's alone this time. Harold the Horse gets the trade. Still looking on site though, and they have to clear this angle before they plant the spike as Harold the Horse still causing issues. The reload, and goes for the tape! Oh, the faker! Yogi had no idea! That's genius by Harold the Horse, and he single-handedly may have won this round. But now, I Need Boyfriend, the operator Raze, 1-on-1. Harold the Horse might have the timing down, though. Throws up the smoke, but it may actually help out I Need Boyfriend as he whips his shots, and Harold the Horse, man, quadra, and he clutches it out.
There, and that was all he needed. This is what really becomes really risky when you're using the operator and you're the last man alive versus somebody who has a Vandal. They have more opportunities to be able to take you down if you miss your first shot. And he was only using a classic as well, which wasn't exactly very opportune for Boyfriend versus Herald. Like, Herald is really playing the MVP for his team, and it's really reflecting well in his gameplay. And his team are trying to keep up just as much, but the only thing I'm feeling a little bit mismatched when it comes to Beaumaris is that they're getting caught out. They're trying to fight in a situation that they don't exactly have much hope of winning.
Yeah, it's rough. And Kuda as well. That was actually a really nice play there. He got scanned, and he knew he was at a disadvantage with the operator. So he gets out of there to play retake with his teammates. And just as I say that, Harold the Horse, the hero of the previous round, pushes down to his death. There's a jet lurking outside garage, and the Seaside gets taken once again, relatively for free. Reyna Empress has been popped, but you have an operator, so I'm not too sure what the idea is. And XHG taking his time a little bit too much. Sir Onray finally catches him on the back. 1-for-1 trades. It's all down to Sir Onray. It's a 1v2 this. Pops the bird. 6 bullets though. 30 HP. 1 to the chest will finish him. And now this is very tense.
It is 1 versus 2. Both Razors have their rockets available.
Oh my.
He's already popping one. Misses it all together. Boyfriend's going to try and catch him off. But he narrowly avoids the explosion.
Player standing.
Nice movement tech, but Sir Andre down to 1-1-on-1. Blast back to the nowhere. He dodges that second one. Fantastic clutch. Oh, dear me. Melbourne High School can't help but say that was a blunder. They shouldn't have lost that round, but somehow Sir Andre pulled that out of nothing and even gets the defuse with less than 1 second.
And just like that, light has been shed on Beaumaris. Last round on defense that they're going to be facing before moving over to attack. They've managed to win the last two. They did have a 6-loss streak, but with the opportunity to be able to bring this back from the brink, moving over to attack, things could work really well for Beaumaris and put Melbourne on a bit of a pedestal.
You know, 4-7 on the defense, that's not bad. If they can get this final round, that's perfect, and that's easily within comeback territory. A 2-round deficit, it's nothing. But of course, you have to win the pistol round. But going into an 8-4, favoring Melbourne High, that's not quite the same as Jeans this time. Nice flash, playing off of his own util. Opens up, takes down Talon, and Melbourne High on the back foot. But this A-side tech looking very convincing as Jeans is starting to get boxed in from all angles, shooting a lot of util. And somehow he's still on the site, and Anya Boyfriend finally puts him to rest as Kuda strikes down to Yogi in heaven.
Spike planted.
See, this is what I'm talking about. They try to fight in a situation they can't win. Now we see Koda's going in. Oh.
Yeah, well, Sir On right now in flurry of action. You suddenly see him back to clutch it again. 1-on-2, but this time CJH is proactive post-plant. Goes for the push and catches Sir Andre with his back turned towards him. Okay, now Reinhardt. It's the second half. Melbourne High, they're leading by 4 rounds. Who do you think's going to win the pistol round?
Well, if we go based on history of how this started off, we could see Melbourne High School win the pistol round once again because they do have a little bit of better skill gap when it comes to using their pistols as well as their frenzies and their sheriffs most likely. So we could see a repeat of that again on defense. But what's a little bit amiss is that this is an attack-based map.
Yeah.
Like, you know, moving over to attack, Beaumaris do have this advantage, and looking at that minimap, all 5 members are sitting in that corner ready to charge in for A. Whereas on the other side of the spectrum, Melbourne High School, they're completely scattered. And it could be really bad if we see Jet and Server get taken out.
Oh my damn.
There's the first shot. And Talon getting a second one. This is what I'm talking about. They have the better pistol advantage.
Oh, that's perfect. The shot dart as well. It took down Sir Andre to half HP. This pistol round attack has just fallen apart. 2v4 now. 1v4. Sir Andre, you have to clutch out in the previous. You couldn't do it. You have to clutch it out now. 52 HP. And then Frenzy. I gotta say, good luck.
And just like that, Exeki getting 3 kills with that Sheriff in round 1. Really going to make things very good for their team. And like, look at that. They're pretty much already have this advantage. We're seeing at least the judge tanking up immediately. The rest of the team's probably thinking on sitting back for a little bit longer, hitting better econ. Whereas on the other side of the spectrum, they don't exactly have as much creds to play with. And they're trying to sort of bide their time. Like, how do we want to play this? Do we want to go half shield and Spectres? Or do we want to go to a different strategy? But from what I can see, it is all Spectres with a single stinger at the moment coming out from Beaumaris.
They're forcing this. They probably are reading the situation in the fact that if they eco and Melbourne High gets double digits, it's getting the window of opportunity is closing. Although this time though, Melbourne, they've left A site completely unattended, so this is a free site take, and they forced up. And Melbourne High, they probably have no idea.
No, it's looking pretty grim, but they're straight off the bat.
The shot dart lineups for default plant, and Talon stops them dead in their tracks right there. This round fell apart. This is a force fire as well that they cannot afford to lose. All down to Jeans. 1v4. Has a stinger. He's doing good damage, but now the knives are out, slashing away. But it's Yogi to fish him off. Oh, goodness gracious. I really was rooting for Beaumaris there. But unfortunately, this is what happens when a top seed team, they practice their lineups. Those 2 shock darts made all the difference.
I didn't even see it happen. I literally did not. I couldn't register that until after I saw the kill feed with 2 kills from a single shock dart. That was just amazing coming out from Talon.
Yeah, and it's these small things as well, you know. Sova, he has an almost guaranteed pick on every single map except for splits in Valorant. And there's a reason for it. The intel gathering is unrivaled. Your recon arrow recharges those shock darts for post plants. And, well, that wasn't a post plant, but regardless, you know, those shock darts, they do so much damage, and it's very suffocating. This time, finally, we are seeing Beaumaris being forced into the eco, and CJH, he doesn't even care. He's running with the judge. 1-for-1 trade. His teammates there as well. XHE throws away his life. but there's already a flank, potentially. No, take it back, as Ani Boyfriend throws down the paint shells to get 1 kill. It's even, but look at the health pool. It's quite balanced on both sides, despite the gun disadvantage for the attackers.
And there we go. Sunglasses getting a nice kill is going to give them a bit more of an advantage. But with that spike available, they're going to completely roundhouse this and go straight to the other side of the map. That like we do see historically, if they know there is no defenses on the other points, just go for one of the other points. You have the better opportunity to be able to plant a spike.
Oh no! But look at Beaumaris right now. They're sort of reading deeper into this. That's what you would assume. They went A, but now they're doubling back because they know C is fully clear, and that's a guaranteed site plant at the very least. This is their eco round, and they're sort of making this work. That dink onto Yogi, I think that's the icing on the cake, because now they have a gun advantage. Not really anymore, but the health pools between the 2 last players of Melbourne High School. 1 shot from death. They shouldn't really win this, but it could be anyone's game. Kuda, great headshot. 3v1 now. Ani Boyfriend, you're 1 shot from death. This round has been lost.
It's looking good. Kuda does catch out Boyfriend. Boyfriend knows exactly where he is as well. He's going to try and shoot through the terrain, but no health versus at least 2 members. There he goes, taking 1. But Harold Horse, the star player of Beaumaris, manages to take him down and give themselves another point. They are half between. It is 5-10, and at a point like this, Melbourne High School do need to pick up their game a little bit more, staying on defense, because we could see this go through to overtime at this point.
Okay, you are calling that a little bit early. 5 rounds, that's a huge deficit to make up for. But, you know what, it could happen. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, because Beaumaris, off of winning that eco, which was pretty much highway robbery, they shouldn't have won that round, but it really was Melbourne High School sort of throwing it just to have fun. And now they have a strong vibe, and Melbourne High, they're sort of just a bit scrappy all the way through. Ani Boyfriend, really close range with the shorty. He has to get this crucial kill. Although the range may not favor him, misses both. Yep, gets punished. Talon's gone as well, over towards long. A site, free for the taking. 2 players on the flank though, but with inferior guns, it's not going to be easy.
No, and there he goes. There's 2 blinds taken off. He's going to catch him off guard again, but there's Exakey nearby. Oh!
Yeah. Kuda, that's what you expect out of him. He's a sharp player. This guy, he's already on a few teams in LPL, and he has history. Despite being such a young kid, he's decent. And finally, I think he's starting to warm up a little bit. Triple for him that round. Has the Empress active to come into this. So it was against an anti-eco, and gladly, Beaumaris, they take that win.
I feel like I'm eating my words at this point. Just they managed to take another point into this. It is still shy, and it's still too early to tell, but I'm loving what I'm seeing. Like the fact that, you know, we're seeing some players begin to sort of warm up and wake up a little bit. The game's beginning to turn on its feet a little bit better. In Melbourne High School, being on defense, a little bit more pressure is applied to him now.
SG hasn't been spotted. And the blades, okay. Okay, he gets a double using the blades. And Jet, just such a self-sufficient duelist. Down to Sunglasses now, 1v4. Melbourne High School, they've had enough fun duking around. That was a hard eco this time. And they took the initiative, went down aggro towards mid. And with pistols, farmed everyone. You blink, you miss all the kills. That's it. 11 rounds now.
That was just aesthetically pleasing to watch. Just watching that Jet get those blades, get those kills, absolutely aesthetically pleasing to watch. And it's amazing because those blades do like 50 damage at least to the chest and worse to the head. And I think I saw at least 2 headshots coming out from Exakey as well, which is really, like, you know, doing numbers for the team. And now with it on cooldown, they're going to have to roll a little bit differently.
But they have guns to play with, so it's not too bad. XHG then carrying the momentum over. A bit of a dash there. Now he's joining CJH. I'm going to go for a push. As Gene's in the corner, execute CJH. XHG doesn't get anything out of it. And once again, Melbourne High School just getting a little bit overconfident here. At least Ani Boyfriend, he equalizes the numbers. Yogi on the flank. This could be huge. Good spray. Takes down 1. That's an easy secondary. All down to last player, Sir Andre. He survives for a second longer, but Ani Boyfriend swings at the most opportune moment. Match point now for Melbourne High.
Match point.
It's looking, it could be over within this round. I gotta say, I'm loving how Melbourne High School have done well on attack and are still providing just as of strong defense coming to this as well.
Yeah.
A lot of highlight moments coming out from their team, but, you know, I need Boyfriend. If he gets taken out, it could mean a bit of a different story for the rest of the team, but Exakey has done well on his own standard as well.
You know, I won't really go that way, but the thing is, Melbourne High School, their entire plan of defense right now is to go on the offense, and so far so good. XOG, that's a sharp tap. He took down Kuda, and we just missed it. He's told us to watch his angle. CJH now going on the aggro. He's worked himself into the long cubby. But however, if he uses any intel, they'll know exactly where he is. And I'm surprised, actually, he dodged the first flash. Spots out Jeans and CJH. He's going for the pinch now. One by one, Melbourne High. They smell blood and they want this win ASAP. Seekers are deployed. They get destroyed instantly. Great flash, but Sunglass is still spraying through. He spotted out CJH. And once again, XOG having to gladiate this. Sharp double kill. Triple in total. Pulls out the ultimate orb. Blades are active. He knows exactly where his on rate is off of the Seekers. Trying to fashion style this. But this showstopper forces him back. And the jet dash was somewhat wasted there. Uses the blades. Okay, he wants the rifle after all. And he threw away every advantage he had as Sir Henry, 7 HP, clutches it out for Beaumaris.
I'm a little bit curious as to why he used the rest of the blades on the wall.
He was confident. He was confident he would be able to get that kill. And unfortunately, that was his downfall because Melbourne High, you know, coming into this, they can still buy, but they're within 5 rounds of going into overtime, which is still a deficit, but yeah.
We'll move. Looking forward into this next, I guess, second round of final round. Both sides hitting full econ. Kuda is sitting on half a shield, which could be a little bit problematic. But they also have 4 ultis available and ready to use. So Honray, the only element out of place. But there's Yogi getting the first kill, looking to try and turn things around. It's already 4 versus 5. That's one ulti down.
Yeah, the paranoia at close range, it's not nearly as effective. Onion Boyfriend was there to back him up. Yogi, though, that was a little bit dicey. Onion Boyfriend team kills Yogi with the paint shells. He had the right idea, but unfortunately, the execution was a little bit poor. And once again, you know, the best plan of defense is the strike. So Henry having to clutch things out. Eats that shock dart, and that's all she wrote. Talon, 90 damage from that shock dart. Dearie me, what an absolute rollercoaster of emotions this game was. But finally, Melbourne High puts it to rest, 13-7.
That was just... It was a nutshell, I guess is the best way to summarize it. They had a couple good rounds in the first half while they were playing on defense, but just when it came to attack, it just did not work well for Beaumaris. They had some opportunities, they had some flashy moments, but you know, flashy moments don't exactly match up to the likes of what we saw coming out from Melbourne High School here today. That is another victory they claimed for their team, and another victory to put onto that scoreboard, or to the leaderboard over at Meta HSE. This is going to be quite the interesting sum up when we get towards, you know, those state finals, as well as, like, you know, what we could see happening from there. Like, Melbourne High School is going to be a returning contender. I feel will be one we need to watch out for.
You know, with this win, Melbourne High School, they cement their lead even further at 8 wins on the leaderboard currently versus the next one under, which will be 6. Okay, Reinhardt, honestly, this game, I sort of missed a couple of rounds there early on, and I come into this, I don't really think there's much to break down, except that these two teams, they played very well, but Melbourne High, they just had the, I would say, player mechanical skill advantage overall. Whenever one player isn't quite there to step up, don't worry, others can. XOG, he's sharp. Talon can clutch. So can I Need Boyfriend. Yogi's there as a decent lurker, and CJH is just there to heal his teammates and throw out those guiding lights to enable the duelists to go into sight and get those kills. On the flip side, though, Beaumaris High, they were taking this very seriously. They had a few rounds there of absolute genius plays. But overall, you know, when things start to get a little bit messy, and when you're down by, what was it, 6 rounds by the time, but pretty much in the second half, most of it was down by 6 rounds, your mental state as well, you have to keep that under control. I don't think it fully came through.
I got to give special credit to Sir Henry on Beaumaris for being able to like provide very good gameplay mechanics, and was able to actually pick up where a majority of his teammates were sort of lacking a little bit. Like, you know, in the scoreboard, he is sitting in 2nd place, and the remaining 3 below him were all over at Melbourne High School. Like, there was, if we could look at the scoreboard, it's essentially just the top half is majority Melbourne High School, and then there's just the one outlier of Sky, whereas the rest of the other side, Beaumaris sitting in the bottom half, kills less than deaths, which is definitely, like, you know, a sparks for concern. But irregardless, they put up a formidable gameplay, and so Henry did so well for his team. But just like you said, the overall from Melbourne High School, every player performed just as well as one another. There were no single outliers. They did well to stay on their own merits and play as well individually as they would together, versus the other side, where we saw was more individual gameplay coming out from the likes of Beaumaris, because they were trying to fight in a situation they knew they couldn't win.
Yeah.
And that is always going to be a setup for disaster for the remainder of that round.
Yep, and of course, the MVP for this game is going to have to be I Need Boyfriend for Melbourne High. Although I would give an honorable shout out to CJH as well, because being Sky, single-handedly throwing those flashes out, it sort of half enables your duelists to pull off these crazy plays. But I Need Boyfriend there, I think it was him who clutched out that absolutely crazy round when you had, the ultimates and the blast packs when they were all blinded. Absolute madness. Or maybe it was Sohan Ray, I'm not too sure. But the Razors definitely pulled out their A game today on this map, this game. But, of course, there's only one winner. So any last words from you, Reinhardt, to summarize things?
A very special congratulations to Melbourne High School for showing us what it means to be on top of the leaderboard with a nice 2-clean victory streak on top of second place. And a very, like you said before, a very special congratulations or an honorable mention to Sohanre for performing admirable considering the circumstances they were put under.
Yep, and guys, look, this is the last game for today. This is week 8 of Meta HSE Valorant, and we are getting ever so much closer to finally the playoffs and the finals. And Melbourne High School looking to be a strong contender going into LAN, probably at some point. So, guys, once again, thank you for watching. I'm Digital Cast. Joining me is Reinhardt Coin, and we hope you enjoyed the show this week. We'll see you next week once again for more Valorant action, sponsored by Optus and Torrens University Australia.